Okay, welcome to your first lesson of Year 12 on your first day of the first term. It's wonderful to see you here. Hope you're excited about the year. So we'll get straight into it. I'm going to read through here this email I sent you guys, and that's just going to make sure I check off all the things that I need to, just sort of by way of course introduction. So the first thing is the letter, so let's have a look at that, and I'll bring it up here so we can have a quick squeeze. So this is addressed to you guys and to your parents, and it's a concise map of the whole year. It shows the assessment tasks, okay, and then an approximate time when we're having them. So you can see we've got 6 tests all up, and they are all add up to 50% of your grade. So they're about 8.3% each, and then we've got an approximate date and time for them. So the first term is dedicated to calculus. In the second term, we will have 3 tests. They're all sort of short, sharp, shiny tests. And then we'll have 1 test in term 3, which has a bit more content. And then that gives us about 8 weeks of revision for the exam, which I think is a good amount. Now, the hardest test, okay, so the hardest test is going to be applications of calculus. It's always the case, okay? And it's just because it has lots of content and it does have difficult content. But one of the advantages of putting the hard stuff into one test is it allows you to have a lot of success in all of the other tests, okay? Our first test with calculus, all right, we're going to have no notes, no handwritten notes, and no calculator, but you will be given a formula sheet, all right? And that's on the back of your second booklet. Everything's assessed according to SACE Stage 2 performance standards. So in Year 11, we just graded things from A to E. In Year 12, you have A plus all the way through to E minus. So you have all those fine gradations of grades. All right. So yeah, maths homework about 1 to 2 hours each time we have maths. Okay, so 3 times a week. And I'm happy to meet with you guys if you have questions. Please initiate that. So, and then you can read about my expectations, what you can expect of me and what I expect of you. That's all the same from year to year. So I've had every single one of you in here before, so you know how that all operates. Okay, so that's the letter. Let's go back to this email. All right, first sector. So let's talk about sector. I'll open that up. Just done the roll. We've got everybody here except Maddie Stevens. Okay, so in sector, here's our class. I'll click on it and I'll go to probably what it looks like for you guys. It's something a little bit like this anyway. So today, now I think we've got lessons Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which isn't the best arrangement, but we will deal with it. So today we're going to go through some background knowledge. So exponential functions is what we're starting with, and obviously we're having a bit of a discussion about the course. So just in there, it's going to put what our intention is, what the work to complete is, and then any resources. And so for each lesson, this is just basically a copy of last year's course. Okay, it's the same course each year, and it's all set up ready to go. So you could pretty much just do it at home. All right, videos there from last year on how to do the content. The notes book's the same. All right, let's talk about what's next. The YouTube channel. Okay, so you can access it on Sector, or I've made it I've organised it a fair bit better than it has been in the past. So you'll see here's each of our topics. Okay, so there's 6 topics. There's 1 playlist for calculus, 1 for applications of calculus, etc. Okay, so that just breaks it up into all the topics. So that's all there. So really, you could sort of work through the course at your own pace, but I think it's better. It's better being with someone and going through it in a physical space, isn't it? All right, so Google Drive. Definitely, I think the best way to share electronic files, just because we have heaps. So I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of the Google Drive. So this link here, you need to bookmark it, probably both on your phone and your laptop, because you're going to be going back to it heaps. So on here you're going to find all the practice tests, all the solutions, all the exam revision. Basically anyone with the link can access this folder. Alright, so you guys can't edit it, but you can access it. So let's go into, for instance, test. Alright, So we've got six units, and then open up. There's like 5 practice tests there for you. There's Word and PDF of it, and then solutions in here. So from 2017 all the way through to 2021. 2017 is when they changed the course. So it was Math Studies, and now it's Math Methods, and this is the 5th year that it's been running. Or it'll be the 6th year. All right, so we've got tests there. In the textbook, okay, you will find the electronic copy of the textbook chapters, and you will also find worked solutions to the textbook. So I've got them all up there at the moment, but I will cut some out just for like copyright laws and stuff. So I'll probably just share one sort of chapter at a time. So let's talk about the worked solutions. All right, so I understand there's a temptation for the work solutions just to sort of copy it and write it down in your book and think, yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm going to say no. So what you should do, this is how we're going to use them, all right? We're not going to use them at school unless you ask me and I say, yes, it's okay. All right, I think we've got a sort of small enough class that I should be able to help out while you guys are here. Okay, so that means they're for use at home and they're for use as a guide only. So I think this is going to be the important rule of it, okay, is that if you get stuck on a question and you're at home, you can look at the work solutions and it's going to help you out. Okay, it's going to sort of nudge you forward. And then what we want to do is later on, come back and do it again, but this time without solutions, okay? Otherwise you are just copying it and not getting anything from it. Okay, with the study centre, I'll be there, I'm going to be there every Tuesday afternoon, okay? So I work a whole day Tuesday, so I'm going to go there on Tuesday afternoons. We do have a maths meeting every now and then, but I'll let everyone know in advance about the maths meeting. Okay, and then to class, everyone's got their textbook already. Does anyone not have it here? Excellent. Everyone's got Brad.
I don't have one yet.
Okay, you can get one at recess. Bring a pen and a graph book. I should have written down something about the notes, so I'll show you guys that booklet. So we've been using these for a couple of years now, and it's just a great way to save time because there's lots of things that you would need to write down, and so rather than writing it down, I've sort of cropped the important stuff out. So this is for chapter 1, okay, so this is just the background knowledge, and this is a good example of what we take from year 11, and this is what we're taking into year 12, okay, so this is sort of assumed knowledge, stuff we've done before, and that's what we need for the rest of year 12. You'll get 3 other notes booklets, so you'll get one for calculus, you'll get one for integration, and you'll get one for statistics. Okay, so you will have 4 all up. This is your first one. This is just background information. Okay, so then just I think before we do get started, let's talk a little bit about like the year and perhaps some good goals. Okay, so lots of people are probably asking you guys, what are you going to do after school? And you're going, oh gee, I don't know. You know, there's so many choices. You've got all of these potential pathways before you. And so it's really hard to sort of knuckle down and make a decision about something. So I want to share with you guys like one way you can think about it. All right? So if someone was to ask me, you know, what are some goals that you have for the next sort of 5 years? Okay, so if you think about that time frame, that's finishing year 12 and going to uni for 4 years maybe, or having a gap year, going to uni for 3 years. So you can sort of see yourself in 5 years' time, close to either completing a degree or maybe already in the workforce or something like that. Okay, that's where you can see yourself. And you're like, I don't know what I want it to be. Okay, so that's okay. What is the worst possible situation that your life could be in 5 years' time? Okay, so let's think about that. All right, so for me, it'd be like I lost my job for whatever reason, got addicted to drugs and alcohol, okay, got overweight and unfit, lost all my health, wasn't allowed to see my kids or my family, sort of broke up with my wife, or something like you can paint a really horrid picture of how horrible life could be in 5 years' time, okay? It's easy to do. You guys can imagine this as well. And so then what you want is the opposite of that, okay? So for me, it's like I want a strong, healthy relationship with my family and my wife. I want to be physically healthy. I want to keep my job and be successful in my job. And so all of a sudden I'm saying, I don't know what I want to be like in 5 years' time. I've got a very clear picture of what it is that I want in 5 years' time. Okay, so you can extend it over 5 years. You can even extend it over the next 9 months. We're going to finish the course in 9 months. And so for you guys, you're thinking 9 months' time, okay, what is the worst possible situation with regards to my Year 12 maths? All right, so you could say you failed every test, all right, or even, it doesn't even have to be that, it could be you didn't do as well as you could have. All right? So I told you about my worst case scenario, 5 years' time, and then what I want is the opposite, okay? So why that's helpful is because then every time it comes to making a decision, all right? So one might be, it's Friday night, I'm out with my friends at the pub, and they say, let's have another beer, you know, and that would put me over the legal limit, and then I wouldn't be able to drive home, or I would, but I might get in trouble, okay? The question is, which direction does that lead me towards? Okay, if I say, yes, let's have another beer, does that lead me towards the future I want, or the future that I don't want? And so you can analyze every choice you make in your life through that lens. Is it leading me towards the outcome I desire, or is it leading me towards that hell that I don't want? And so for you guys, okay, you're going to go home tonight, all right, TikTok on your phone's going to beckon, or your maths homework. Which direction are you going to go in? Okay, and so every night, every decision you make leads you either one step closer towards what you desire, or one step closer towards hell. Okay, that thing that you don't want. So choose the right path. Okay, every decision takes you closer. All right, let's get into some maths. So chapter 1, we're doing exponential functions. Alright, can we stop it and then start a new video?